Additional voter register open for 30-day review. Government to ensure 24-hour electricity supply. And Ismail Sabri to honour UMNO's decision. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Hendy Gui and this is TVS Nightline. The supplementary electoral roll for March 2022 is open for review for 30 days from April 15th until May 14, 2022.
In a statement, the Election Commission Secretary Dato' Indra Ikmalruddin Isha stated that the supplementary electoral roll was certified on April 14 and gazetted today. Adding to that, he said the supplementary electoral roll for March 2022 contains the name of 40,543 citizens aged 18 and above between March 1st and 31st, who have been automatically registered as new voters. Commenting further, he said the roll also contains 12,286 registered voters who changed constituencies and 5,019 voters who changed their voter status or category during the period. As such, Ikmalruddin calls upon citizens aged 18 years and above in the period of March 1st to 31st. Any registered voters who have applied for a change of constituency or change of status can check their names via 5 review methods, namely EC Portal, the official portal of the state election officers, online application, My SPR Check mobile application or the EC hotline. Those who are unable to find their name listed can make a claim by filling in Form C through the online application or head to any relevant state election office. Additionally, any registered voter in a constituency who intends to object to the entry of a voter's name who changes his or her constituency may fill in Form D. Both forms can be downloaded from the State Election Office portal and must be submitted during the review period.
The Muslim community in Bakam can now perform their prayers at the newly completed Darul KHAIRAT Mosque. The Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, is scheduled to officiate the launching of the mosque on April 22nd.
Masjid yang lama akan digunakan untuk kegiatan JKK ataupun penduduk kampung. Masjid itu kita tak akan roboh, tapi kita akan gunakan untuk aktiviti kemasyarakatan ataupun aktiviti lain yang untuk penduduk kampung ini.
He said so during the pre-launching ceremony of Darul KHAIRAT Mosque organised by the Department of Islamic Religious Sarawak on Thursday. At the same time, an iftar ceremony was also held with the villagers, followed by Maghrib, Ishaq and Tarawih prayers.
Dalam program ini kita juga masukkan itu kita memberi sumbangan kepada mereka yang anak-anak yatim dan juga golongan asnaf yang mana ada 16 orang anak yatim di kawasan Kampung Bakam dan juga ada 40 orang asnaf yang telah kita bagi bantuan.
The newly constructed Darul KHAIRAT Mosque, with the capacity to accommodate 1,000 people, congregational prayers can be performed at ease for its surrounding residents.
Dengan adanya kemudahan masjid baru tu, kita harap penduduk dapat keluarlah untuk solat beramai-ramai ke masjid baru apabila setelahnya dibuka dengan rasmi kelak lah. Jadi kita harap bangunan yang megah, yang mahal kita dapat manfaatkanlah dengan sepenuhnya lah, supaya nyasik kosong. Jadi kita harap penduduk mengambil kesempatan untuk sama-sama memenuhkan masjid baik waktu sembahyang waktu ataupun sembahyang Jumaat lah.
Meanwhile, also in agreement with Mokhtar is the Bekam Chief Adam Bujang.
Manfaatnya untuk kita Kampung Bakam jemaah di masjid baru berjalan dengan dengan lancar dengan semua penduduk-penduduk yang ada di sekitar Bakam bolehlah datang ke masjid ini untuk sembahyang berjemaah beramai-ramai. Ingin menjari kampung Siwak, kampung Tukau, kampung Raan dan masuk Bakam ada 4 kampung. Jadi memanfaatkan semua penduduk-penduduk di kawasan Bakam dan masuk ke kampung Berayat sini. Saya harap dapat bekerjasama kita beramai-ramai untuk datang ke masjid baru untuk bersembahyang berjemaah, baik waktu ataupun hari Jumaat ataupun hari raya.
Darul KHAIRAT Mosque can accommodate about 1,000 individuals at a time. This will benefit approximately 2,000 Muslims in the area.
Now, Sarawak remains committed to ensuring that the region will be fully electrified by 2025. And according to the Deputy Minister of Utilities and Telecommunications, Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi, the target can be achieved through the additional late applicant fund ALAF projects and the Northern Grid Extension project.
Yang utama pada hari ini ialah untuk memastikan bahawa setiap isi rumah di Sarawak, setiap isi rumah di Sarawak daripada selatan, daripada Teluk Melanu di Lundu sehingga ke utara di Lawas, Lebak, kerajaan dapat memastikan bahawa setiap isi rumah dibekalkan dengan tenaga elektrik 24 jam menjelang tahun 2025 dan seterusnya. Maka kegiatan usaha dan kerjasama yang padu yang telah pun dilaksanakan oleh pihak Sarawak Energy, pegawainya serta kaki tangannya, maka insyaAllah matlamat ini dapat menjadi satu realiti menjelang tahun 2025-2026 dengan pelbagai program pembekalan elektrik yang sedang dan akan dilaksanakan oleh Sarawak Energy secara keseluruhannya.
Abdul Rahman was speaking at Sarawak Energy's Berhad Iftar ceremony held at Darul Ehsan Piasau Mosque in Miri on Thursday. At the ceremony, he also presented Sarawak Energy's contribution to the Surau and School Management Committee and the Orphans Welfare Organisation of Malaysia, Prayatim Sarawak.
Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dr. Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, has clarified that he did not suggest face mask mandates nationwide to be dropped completely. He further stressed that he had merely suggested relaxation on wearing a face mask.
So what I'm trying to say earlier on is that for us to for KKM or for SDMC to not make it rigid, to have that law of mandatory pakai mask to be still there, you know. I mean, even myself, if I were to go into a public transport, if I were to go into a plane, I still wear a mask. Give that choice to the public themselves. Just tell them where you should. I mean, the COVID is still around, and you have to be berjaga-jaga. Give them a choice, but then don't fix it for them. That's how I look at it.
He said this in response to Bandar Kuching MP Dr. Kelvin Yee's statement yesterday that every decision on relaxing COVID-19 SOPs, even in endemicity, must be based on data and science. He pointed out that the data also showed other countries that relaxes their restriction saw a surge in infections, with the public healthcare system overwhelmed and the patient's quality of care affected. Previously, Abdul Karim opined that the authorities should offer the community a choice whether to use a face mask or not, but remind them that the COVID-19 virus is still around.
The family of Maria Abdullah Basam, 29-year-old, who was murdered in Bukit Putus, Negeri Sembilan between March 15 and 17, has called on the public not to speculate on the case.
A post by Nadia Mateen claimed the family has been kept in the dark by police, who are investigating the case under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. The post added that Mariamah was from Bintango and had 2 children, an 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl. Her body was found on March 20 in a ravine at Kilometer 14, Jalan Lama, Bukit Putus. Seremban Magistrates Court has charged Khalid Reza Shuib, 41, with Mariama's murder on Wednesday, 13th of April. He was also jointly charged with his 18-year-old daughter, Nurshafwani Khalid Reza, with the murder of 5-year-old Hanan Hasrul Izwan at a house in Jalan Temiang, Taman Niyan on March 3rd. Khalid Reza was also charged with intentionally causing grievous harm to Siti Sharifah Aibidin, 35, and abandoning a 20-month-old girl at the same location between December 1st, 2020 and March 23rd, 2022.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob today said he would abide by the decision made by the UMNO Supreme Council not to extend the Memorandum of Understanding on Transformation and Political Stability inked between the federal government and Pakatan Harapan when it expires on July 31st. On Thursday, the UMNO Supreme Council decided that the MOU will not be extended after it expires on July 31st. UMNO Vice President Ismail Sabri said he is subject to the decision made by the Council. On September 13, 2021, Ismail Sabri, on behalf of the government, inked the MOU with PH component party leaders, namely PKR President Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the then DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng, Amanah President Muhammad Sabu, and United Progressive Kinabalu Organisation UPKO President Datuk Seri Wilfred Madius Tanggal. The agreement included 6 initiatives: COVID-19 plan empowerment, administrative change, parliamentary reforms, Malaysia Agreement MA63, judicial independence, and the formation of a steering committee. On March 10, the MOU Consultative Committee member Anthony Locke, who is also the new DAP Secretary General, was reported as saying that the opposition was willing to further extend the MOU after its expiry date on July 31st. There was no objection from the opposition bloc on the extension, especially once the federal constitution is amended to include the anti-party hopping bill, which is one of the agenda items agreed upon in the MOU. More than 500 cooperative shops or COOPmarts will be established across the country to enable cooperative members to generate more income and alleviate the cost of living burden. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the establishment of the COOPmarts is necessary as the government realizes that cooperatives are able to play a bigger role to benefit Malaysian families. He said the COOPmarts would not only enable cooperative members to generate income through dividends, but also offer essential items and other basic necessities to the local community at a much lower and reasonable prices. Ismail Sabri added that this move will ensure that the benefits will be enjoyed by all Malaysian families.
Langkah ini dapat memastikan manfaatnya dirasai oleh seluruh keluarga Malaysia, terutamanya di kawasan luar bandar dan kawasan yang majoriti penduduknya adalah golongan B40, selain juga ahli-ahli koperasi, para pengguna, usahawan dan juga usahawan yang terlibat dalam rantaian bekalan ini.
Transport Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wee Ka Siong said the ministry is committed and would make every effort to reduce airfares to alleviate the burden on the people. This came after the media reported that there was an increase in airfares between peninsular Malaysia to Sabah and Sarawak. Dr. Wee thanked Premier of Sarawak Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Hajiji Noor and Sabah Deputy Chief Minister Datuk Sri Bung Mokhtar Radin for voicing out the grievances of the people of Sarawak and Sabah for the action of the Transport Ministry. He said that based on monitoring conducted by the Malaysian Aviation Commission, airfares on April 30th, the peak travel date for the Hari Raya Aidilfitri festive season increased compared to the average airfares in 2019. Moreover, this increase is due to increased cost of operations, primarily rising jet fuel prices, as well as limited resources for airline to increase to full capacity. He further stressed that the dynamic pricing mechanism also uses artificial intelligence in the process of determining the price, not manually to raise the price as claimed. He said that once the country enters the endemic phase and demand increases from consumers, airlines will need more time and replacement tools for re-operational readiness. In conjunction with the upcoming festival celebration, the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs will consult with the Ministry of Transport in regards to the issue of increasing ticket prices. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi, said the discussions will be held in the near future in accordance with the upcoming Aidilfitri celebration.
Harga tiket bas ni memang kami di Kementerian DP menjaga harga, tapi harga ni berbagailah di kawasan hilir mana-mana agensi lain, kementerian lain. Kalau bas ni Kementerian Pengangkutan biasanya bersama, tapi kuasa kita membantu, boleh membantu, tapi biasanya lazimnya memang pengangkutan.
Earlier, in a circular by the Land Public Transport Agency APAD, it was stated that there will be a 10% increase, which is to 10 ringgit and 20 cent per kilometer before the Aidilfitri celebration. APAD Director General Dato' Aslan Shah Al-Bakri said the increase of 0.009 ringgit per kilometer was decided by the Cabinet for additional express bus and express bus fare prices. Thank you for staying with me. There will be additional types of goods to be listed in the maximum price schemes for the festive season in conjunction with Aidilfitri. Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Dato Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said the ministry is in the midst of reviewing the necessary essential goods to be listed in the price control scheme.
Nanta said the list of items would be based on the people's need to prepare for the festival.
Walaupun sekarang sudah memang dilaksanakan skim kawalan harga untuk ayam dan telur. Jadi skim harga maksimum musim perayaan menjelang Aidilfitri kita akan tambah pelbagai lagi barang-barang makanan yang perlu kita kawal harganya nanti. Kami belum dapat tentukan lagi sebab kita setiap barang, setiap harga yang kita tetapkan kami tetap teliti dengan terbaik, bukan suka-suka. Sebab itu saya tak nak sebut item-itemnya sekarang sebab mungkin tak perlu pun. Harga sudah rendah dan bekalan tidak ada masalah. Apa perlunya kita buat harga maksima, nanti yang murah ini dinaikkan ke harga maksima. Kita tak nak begitu.
He said so at a press conference after officiating the company's Commission of Malaysia's SSM 20th anniversary celebration at Menara SSM. At the same time, Nanta warned that all distribution chains such as the manufacturers, wholesalers and retailers who intentionally increase the price of chicken supplies will be compounded. He said this is based on complaints submitted by consumers if they are found to violate the maximum price that was set by the government.
Apabila selepas disiasat didapati melanggaри apa telah diwartakan harga maksima yang ditetapkan di pelbagai peringkat itu, mereka memang akan kena compound dan sebagainya. Itu tidak boleh tidaklah sebab kita harus menjalankan undang-undang ataupun melaksanakan peraturan-peraturan yang telah ditetapkan.
Meanwhile, he also explained that the government will implement the maximum price schemes for the festive season to address the problem of increasing chicken prices.
Walaupun sekarang sudah memang dilaksanakan skim kawalan harga untuk ayam dan telur. Jadi skim harga maksimum musim perayaan menjelang Aidilfitri kita akan tambah pelbagai lagi barang-barang makanan yang perlu kita kawal harganya nanti.
Starting February 5th, KPDN HEP has set the retail ceiling price for a standard chicken at RM8.90. The price will be effective until June 5th in order to guarantee the stability of chicken and food prices related to raw prices.
Contact tracing via the MySejahtera application is still relevant for now, despite cases having dropped significantly since border reopening. Health Minister KHAIRAT said this is based on the data that was collected when the Omicron variant was at its peak last month.
Di puncak kes gelombang Omicron, kita dapati bahawa daripada casual contact ataupun kontak casual yang telah dihantar notifikasi MySejahtera, 45% adalah positif dan mereka telah ambil langkah untuk isolasikan diri mereka. Jadi nak kata sistem kontak, pengesanan kontak ini tak relevan lagi, saya tak berapa setujulah sebab memang di kemuncak gelombang Omicron, kita hantar notifikasi casual contact kepada mereka yang kita dapati melalui data check-in adalah casual contact. 45% adalah positif dan mereka telah berjaya diasingkan melalui sistem pengesanan kontak MySejahtera. Jadi kita dapati bahawa MySejahtera masih lagi ada nilai dia.
However, KHAIRAT added that the ministry will investigate the possibility of discontinuing the use of the application for micro-tracing or even for check-ins during the transition period.
Oleh kerana kita dah melepasi puncak Omicron dan sekarang ini kita dalam fasa peralihan, KKM sedang pantau dari segi pattern jangkitan, dan kita akan buat keputusan dalam seminggu dua lagi ni sama ada kita akan teruskan ataupun tidak dari segi imbasan masuk untuk MySejahtera.
He also confirmed that his ministry has not received any reports on data leaks from MySejahtera. Adding to that, KHAIRAT said although MySejahtera is not subject to the Personal Data Protection Act 2010, he guarantees that the application will comply with all the requirements required by the Act. Now wrapping up the Nightline, a video clip showing a group of individuals riding modified bicycles on the We Are Malaysians Facebook page, which went viral on social media on Thursday, April 14, was an old video. Kuala Lumpur Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Chief ACP Sarifuddin Muhammad Saleh said checks by the police on the 8-second clip found that the actual incident took place in 2016. Yesterday, a video was posted on social media showing a group of individuals riding modified bicycles in a dangerous manner, inviting various reactions from netizens. In a statement, he said they found out that the activity by the individuals riding modified bicycles in the viral video occurred at Jalan Sultan Ismail. It is believed that the video was deliberately viraled again on social media, and the public are advised not to post old pictures and videos to avoid confusion and cause anxiety to the community. And that wraps up the Nightline for tonight. With that, I'm Handy Gui. Stay safe and have a pleasant night.